Hello. In this screencast, we'll be learning how to use the complete grid visualization to find interesting connections between modules and their pages. So to start, we'll enter the site from the main page by clicking on Begin with Main Menu. We'll then scroll down through this table of contents and the other entry points, the list of modules, and the tag map, to get to the complete grid visualization. And we'll click on Continue to enter the complete grid visualization. Now, the complete grid visualizes over 1,000 pages, and it can sometimes take a minute or two to fully load. So for the purposes of this screencast, I will just jump over to one I've already loaded in advance. I will also note before we continue that you can access the complete grid visualization from anywhere in the Bodies and Structures 2.0 site by going to the menu and clicking on Complete Grid Visualization. So, what can we do with the complete grid visualization? Well, if you watched the Learning How to Navigate a Module screencast, you'll know that there we worked with Hiroko Matsuda's module called Borders and the Liminality of the Japanese Empire. So here's another way to think about the content of that module and why it matters and what we can do with it. So here I've scrolled my mouse over to the page on the grid, the square on the grid that is the opening page to Borders and the Liminality of the Japanese Empire. And I'm going to go ahead and click on it. That's going to keep that square selected while I move around the grid. So the first thing you'll notice is that there are different colors of squares on this grid. It's a very long grid. Here we go. The blue, these are pathways, so pages that contain kind of linear links to other pages after them. And then this color here, we've got just plain pages, not in a pathway relationship, or broken out of their pathway relationships, I should say. Red is tags, and the darker the red, the denser the number of connections is. Purple is annotations, so these are pages that annotate media items. Green is media objects. See, we have a lot of those. Okay, so those are the colors of the squares. And then you'll also note that the lines that appear showing the connections, all of the relationships that Borders and the Liminality of the Japanese Empire that this one pathway page has, are also different colors. So the blue line, following the same scheme as the squares, the blue line is a pathway relationship. The green lines are notes. In this case, the red line is a tag relationship. So what can we do with this? Well, let's just look and see what this first page of Hiroko Matsuda's module is connected to that we might not have anticipated. And so the first thing I'll do is I will follow this green line over here to a different pathway page. And I'll click on that. And that tells me that there's some kind of connection between Borders and the Liminality of the Japanese Empire and Dustin Wright's module, the Okinawa Memories Initiative. So I can click on Visit. And that's going to go ahead and open that page in a new tab so that you can look at it separately from the grid you've already constructed. So here's Dustin's first page, and just quickly scrolling down, looking for why is this related to Hiroko's module. We see that Hiroko has actually referred to Dustin's module on her landing page, and that's that connection. So if we wanted to, we could click on this and go back and sort of see what it is she's saying about Dustin's module and why these pictures from Charles Gale are significant to her analysis of Borders and Liminality. Let's see what else. We've got other green lines here. So let's deselect Dustin's module so we get a little cleaner view and see what this connection is. Conclusion, water as a contested space. So let's go ahead and visit this page. Now, because I've edited every single page of this book, I know that this is Wei-Ting Guo's module, Constructing a Water Town. If you're new, you'd have to click to this page to figure that out, but it opens up pretty quickly. And here you can see that Wei-Ting Guo has referred to Hiroko's module in a note, and that's what that grid is showing. And we can think then about what it is that Wei-Ting is saying about the relationship between analyzing Wenzhou as a water town and thinking about borders and liminality of the Japanese Empire, in the case of Okinawa. And you can do this for all of the pages. It doesn't have to be a pathway page. You can do it for tags, for example, and I'll do a different screencast that shows you how to work with tags on the complete grid visualization. If you want to go back to the Show Me How page, go up to the menu, and scroll down to Show Me How and click on that, and it'll take you right back to the Show Me How page. Thank you.